Yes, sir.
Let's invite.
I'm gonna make a post on Facebook right now. Facebook X. I'm discombobulated
and
now.
let's invite these guys as speakers. Speakers. Invite a speaker. Rox, invite a speaker. I think I sent you guys the invitation to be speakers, Panos and Rox. You get it? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, I think I'm on.
Hey guys, sorry for the confusion. I just woke up a minute ago. It's 6 a.m. here. There's no time savings and got a little bit in fifth gear too fast. Panos, I sent you an invitation to be a speaker. Did you get it? Sending again. Okay, speaker. There you go.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I want to apologize. The issue is on my end because where I'm at in the US, we actually observe daylight savings time. So since everything was scheduled off my calendar, X and everything just auto updated with the actual daylight savings time instead of keeping it with your guys' time. So I do apologize about that. But Whale just woke up as well, so it's a lot of fun.
I can't hear you, Rox.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah. My mic's okay, right? Or
yeah, I can hear you now perfectly. Can you try speaking, Panos, please?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, great. How are you guys?
It's just waking up, man. It's like not even light, and we're already speaking of crypto. That's intense.
Great way to start the day.
No, but I appreciate you guys taking the time to speak with us. I really, really appreciate it, and looking forward for this conversation and what value we can get from this. So I know that you two guys have a tight schedule, so why don't we get started? First of all, I would like to know your origin story for both of you, Panos and Rox, whoever wants to start.
Rox, you gonna go first?
Sure. Maybe I'll go first.
Okay, great.
Can everybody hear me? Like a thumbs up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can.
There we go. Got one. All right. Two. Perfect.
So what got you started into crypto, Rox?
Let's get started, guys. First, I want to kind of thank you guys for joining us. What we really like to do is we like to kind of get to know you guys a little bit, kind of hear your origin story. So, Rox, you want to go first and kind of give us, what got you into blockchain, what drives you on what you do with blockchain, and why?
Sure. So I guess it goes back to 2017 when I started first like crypto trading and like seeing the Bitcoin price, and then what actually when it got me in was the DeFi Summer in 2021. And that actually was like the trigger that caught my attention. Bitcoin price going over like 10K, and just want to just like deep dive into the ecosystem. And then I guess I just saw like all the like evolutions of the technology and like new projects coming up, new DeFi protocols coming out. It was really fun, and I just wanted to be in the space. So I started working in crypto like 4 years ago, around that period. And I think it was like near the Luna incident or sometime like that. But yeah, I did start near that time, and then just like I at first I started working at like an infrastructure, DeFi infrastructure or security company, Web3, and then I just wanted to become a builder. Started started building Gear and Labs, and then now here we are. So yeah, starting from crypto trading up to the DeFi Summer, and then up to here as an actual builder of DeFi. That's how like my journey came to here up here.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rox. What about you, Panos? What got you into crypto?
So for me, it was nearly a decade ago, where I was studying finance, and I was really like trying to learn more about, let's say, investments and different asset classes. And to be honest, I accidentally just saw an article about Bitcoin. It was like talking about approaching $1,000 back then, and it was like the next big thing. So yeah, that intrigued me. I started like reading about Bitcoin, learned what this is all about, and after a few days, I was just mind blown by the whole concept, like the first decentralized currency and like blockchain technology. So yeah, with time, I started like diving deeper into this technology, and then the next step was to find what else is there, what other cryptocurrencies and blockchain networks. And that's how I found out about XRP, and a little bit later about Ethereum. And yeah, XRP was like the first cryptocurrency, because at that time, silly me, I was thinking that $1,000 of Bitcoin was already like too expensive. So I said, I need to like maybe find the next Bitcoin. And that's how I got into XRP. And I thought like it's a really great technology, like more advanced, and it has the chances like to uh, you know do great in the future investment wise. And then I started diving deeper into the technology and what you could do. And after let's say a couple of years of experimentation, daily research, I started, let's say, going into Twitter, like joining the forums. I get to know like many OGs in the space. And yeah, fast forward to 2020, I started my own consulting firm, where the goal was to advise crypto projects and also businesses that wanted to use blockchain technology. And then almost 2 years ago, I started having like deeper conversations with Peter Condilis, who is now also co-founder of Anodos. And the discussion was around the problems that we faced as an industry. How complex everything was, especially for the average person. And it still is incredibly hard for someone, for a beginner, to jump in and start like using this technology. So yeah, the idea was, what could we do with our experiences and backgrounds to solve some of these problems. And yeah, that's how the idea of Another started.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Panos. So I've been following you for a while now, and you're one of the most passionate people that I've seen in this space. I mean, there's a lot of grifters that just come when the prices are pumping, but you're here showing up every single day, building and everything. So I want to know, like, what makes you like wake up in the morning and like keep trying and keep failing and going again? Because I mean, I know that money is interesting, but for some of us, money is not the only thing. So, I mean, this question kind of goes for both. Rox is new, but Panos I've been following for a while, and I know that I can say that for sure.
Who wants to start, Rox? Should I start or you?
I think you can start this question first.
Okay, so yeah, what motivates me is basically, I'm from Greece, if you don't know about it, and growing up in Greece, especially during the 2008 financial crisis. I don't know if how many of you know what happened with Greece. Basically the whole country went bankrupt. Banks, started shutting down, and even like for the next, let's say, 6-7 years, the economy was like terrible. And I really saw, in hand the problem with banks and how they acted against like the majority. And we had like, for example, capital controls, locking people out of their bank accounts. Businesses also, going bankrupt because of that, because they couldn't access their money. And even today, Greece, for example, has four main banks, systemic banks, which act like a cartel, and they literally charge for everything. For example, even when you do a bank transfer and you receive money, you even pay as a receiver. You also like pay, for example, to withdraw cash from the ATM, and all this is like terrible. So all this gave me an extra motivation to like get more involved into blockchain, because blockchain, the main concept is that it allows you to be your own bank, to like get free of this banking cartel. So that is the main motivation behind it, and I really want to see and enable through Anodos to everyone, the average person in business, to be their own bank. So yeah, this is really like the main motivation on why I'm doing this, and I have been like every day nonstop here for years.
How about you, Rox?
Yeah. I guess mine is I guess like some part like similar, and I do have some other personal reasons as well. So yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, I started out with crypto as an investor or like trader, and then as time went, I want to just invest. I just want to invest my life into it, my job life, career life wise, or everything into it. And then, yeah, that's like how I deep dive into crypto, and just want to build my own project and become a builder in the space and interact with all the projects. So that kind of motivates me a lot. And regarding like the XRP ecosystem and all, actually our like a main goal of our like Gearin Labs and our company is basically we're a builder focusing on activating the on-chain retail ecosystem XRP. So we're actually like targeting the massive XRP market. I think it's like 150 billion in annual trading volume. There's like 50 million XRP holders worldwide, and a lot of them are dormant. And we do have that mission to like onboard all those assets onto the on-chain ecosystem. And I think that like motivates a lot recently in the like recent like past 1 or 2 years for me. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, since I still got you, I'd like to ask kind of a follow-up question, which is, again, zooming out and kind of giving your perspective on, since you've developed, you're being a developer, and you're really in the trenches, not just crypto, but how do you see blockchain being used in your life maybe 5 years from now, man?
Yeah, that to be honest, recently I've only been looking into like a couple of months into the future, but as
I
you
know,
mentioned,
nice challenging question. Nice.
yeah, it is. But I honestly, in 5 years, I see like the finance part really, or like the DeFi finance sector, like really becoming a big part of our everyday life. And I think it's going to be way sooner than we think. So right now, like a lot of the people just might look at blockchain something like just for traders or like tech enthusiasts, but like I think in a few years it could become the center of how we actually like handle money. So for example, replacing like traditional banking and like imagine getting your paycheck directly on chain, earning yield, borrowing without like those kind of like paperworks out there, or maybe like buying a house without like stopping into the bank. So I think there are a lot of use cases that are possible, and I think like it's about like having more control from yourself, and having like everything more like transparent, because there are a lot of like gray areas or like hidden parts in our society that aren't really shown up and on like onto the surface. So I'm like, to be honest, like personally, I'm really excited to see how blockchain transforms like not only my finances, but actually like our entire like lifestyle that rotates around it.
Man, that is awesome. I would agree with you. I think it's kind of interesting because I see a lot of younger generation. Uh, all they do is they keep their ID in their phone, and they keep one card, but pretty much use their phone for everything. They don't even have wallets anymore. Most of the younger generation that I've run across. So I think that'll be a very interesting generation to easily adopt a no card, no wallet operation for sure. What about you, Panos? How do you see, crypto and blockchain and just as actually I'd like to say blockchain, but crypto as well, in 5 years? How do you see yourself using it?
So yeah, I would say that the goal, if you like want to see mass adoption in general, is to abstract all the complexities that exist in the blockchain and the entry barrier for the majority. And I think we already know that the future of finance is on chain. Everything is moving there. I think in the next 5 years, most of the financial assets will move on chain. And I would hope that in 5 years from now, we don't even have to know about the terms like on ramp and off ramp, or let's say create a crypto wallet. Like everything will be so seamless that will be like using any other app. And there will be like no distinction between like traditional finance or decentralized finance. It will be just finance, and hopefully DeFi and on-chain finance will be the norm. So yeah, this is what I envision, and not just me, but that's the whole ethos and vision of Anodos. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, we'll get to see that.
Yeah, I totally see crypto being back end. Like most people won't even know that they're using crypto, and it's just going to be functioning,
Exactly.
and they don't even know what it is. Okay, so my next question would be, now let's go to the past. Rox, you said that you got started with the DeFi of summer 2021. How much have we advanced? Like what are the difference that you see from 5 years ago to now?
I guess like comparing to that like season in the DeFi summer, I guess a lot, to be honest. There's a lot of like complexity because back then, when like for example Uniswap first came out, like there's like for example like swapping a token that it was kind of sensational for people, and like that concept was really new, and but now that's like just very basic, simple for the users. There are a lot of like new protocols coming out, more complex. But as like Panos mentioned, I think a lot of there are too much like tech jargons, or like too much like focus on tech recently. A lot of the things should be abstracted for the end user, so that they actually like don't even know they're using all those blockchain technologies, but actually like being like benefiting from them. So I think like at Gearin Labs, we also have that kind of similar goal, because we know that the end users don't really care that much about the tech, but actually like what they can actually benefit from it, like how they can use it easily. I think those are the most like important parts for the mass adoption and like retail mass adoption. So yeah, I think like looking forward, I think that is one of the main parts that as builders in the ecosystem has to like focus a lot on, because the tech is now already there's a lot of advancements, but it's more about the simplification nowadays.
Awesome. Okay, so I want to ask you both, what have you learned about creating a Web3 business? Because I see that a lot of people make a business and they're hoping for the prices of the asset to go up, and that's their whole business. And I see that you guys have been here for a while. So what can you share about building on Web3? What are your experiences, or what can you share for that about that?
Should I start?
Sure.
Great. So I would say that generally building in Web3 is, let's say, more rewarding than, let's say, building on maybe any other, let's say, or at least most of the industries out there, especially in when you're talking about traditional finance. But yeah, generally Web3, I would say, it has like a lot of, let's say, new innovation, new concepts. It changes a lot of things for the better. And empowers individuals and everything that we said before. So in that sense, like it makes everything more rewarding, like to keep building for like a better future. But at the same time, it's also, let's say, more more difficult to generally keep up with the update, because there is something new coming out every day, and you don't know even if your product and what you want to build, even if it's like something new and innovative, by the time you build it, someone else might have built already something better than you. So the pace of how the industry goes is so huge and fast that it's really let's say tough to stay competitive for long. So I would say that's the toughest part. So yeah, that's I think that are the two main points. It's more rewarding, but at the same time, it's, let's say, more difficult in general to build.
Yeah, I think I totally agree on your point that because it's still an early ecosystem or early like industry. Like there are a lot of opportunities. So what you do and you can do a lot of things like creatively. So because you can like actually do like what you want to do and build your own project and actually use your imagination to like just roll out the project. So there's a lot of freedom to do that. But on the other hand, because of that, there's no like a true like what do you say, a perfect way to roll out a project, and there's a lot of things always changing. So there's a lot of new techs coming out, and sometimes the project can just fall down in like one day. And there's a lot of you see those kind of like incidents all happening, and all those like new projects coming out, rising and falling. And so there's I think the speed is really fast in this industry compared to like all the traditional industries. So there's a lot of more fun, but more risk, but more upside. So I think that's like a good part of being a builder over here in this place.
That is awesome. So that's kind of the struggle. What are you guys most excited about on what you're building? Like what is just your most exciting thing? Like if you had to pick like one.
I think from my perspective, it's actually like interacting with the users, with the retail users, because like in the past, I used to like work for or like build a like infrastructure part, but now it's more about like actually providing a service for the retail community users, interacting with the community. And I think that's one of the things that's really powerful compared to like all the industries out there. And this like community, it has like a real like strength in this industry. So I think that's like one of the main points that we're really focusing on recently.
Panos?
Yeah, I would say that I'm really excited about how what we are doing in terms of like simplifying the entry barrier and like removing like the complexities. For example, we have been working on a passkey wallet solution that abstracts the private key management issue that the average person has, and also, for example, on-off ramping, spending your crypto, especially in the XRP ecosystem. So yeah, we have some ideas. So we would like to change the way how you like use and spend your digital assets, and making that like super simple for anyone. Because I think the main target for us is the average person in business and not the crypto user. We want to go away of that. So yeah, we want to target like the average person. So I'm really excited about how we can do that, and the feedback we will get from people.
Awesome. I do have a follow up with you then, since you kind of hit one of my questions I actually was writing down. I've got a financial planner, and we kind of talk when it comes to business and stuff. And he always tell me, there's two types of people. And there's a type of person who wants to do a lot of work and research themselves, and those people really shouldn't invest their money, hand their money over to somebody else to do the work for them, because they're going to work way harder for their own work, their own money, than somebody on the other side who's going to just leverage it and use it. But there are lots of those who like the 401k and the stock market. Those are all great for, because they don't want to do that research. So that I'm assuming, and I want to verify, so that's your ideal target. You're not looking for your super active user. You're wanting that person who wants to kind of push the autopilot button and do as little work as possible, because they don't want to do the research. They want to enjoy life and do their things.
Basically, I mean, we don't even want to target investors. We want to target, let's say, the average daily, when you use, for example, I think in US you have like Venmo, different let's say payment apps. So for example, you want to pay with your card, like transfer money. So you can think of, let's say, an on-chain banking app or payment app. So you have services, and it's not just about investing. I mean, this is the last part for us, the last thing we care about. We mostly care about all the other use cases, let's say the real financial use cases when it comes to payments, real world assets, and of course, accessing, let's say, real world assets and generally DeFi opportunities. It's one of them. I would say the main point and what the average person cares about is, how, for example, they can pay or transfer their money in an easy, simple, and low cost way. So I would say this is where the focus is. And for example, on the business side, because we are also building a platform for businesses, so they can like put their invoices on blockchain, they can pay or get paid in both crypto and fiat, and do like on-chain treasury management, which lower their costs, especially for small businesses. So these are real use cases where you use blockchain without even like the user realizing it. So I think this is the ultimate goal for us. It's not about just investing, which I also made a post a while ago about that. That if we want mass adoption, we need to change the mentality. That when you talk about crypto to most people, the mind goes directly about investing or trading. So unless we remove that, let's say, that term, that mentality, I don't think we'll reach mass adoption, because it's like talking about the internet, and the first thing that you can think of is like how you can invest in internet stocks. So that's exactly the case right now with crypto. It's not about using the actual technology for real world cases, and this is what we want to change.
Amazing, Panos. Thank you so much. Okay, Rox, I know you have to leave early, so I want to pick your head a little bit. I'm looking at your post here that the next step is to launch a lending protocol on the root network and XRP Ledger sidechain and layer 1 blockchain dedicated to building an open metaverse. Can you tell us a little bit about your plans, please?
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of, I guess that's kind of on our future roadmap in the upcoming months. So we started out Doppler Finance as an XRP XRP like yield protocol, and we it's not just going to stop there. We are going to expand into other like side chains as well. So for example, XRP sidechains, for example, the root network, and also the XRPL EVM sidechain that's going to come out. I think they're aiming for like end of this month or so. So maybe, yeah. So we are going to expand to other sidechains regarding XRP and giving more utilities for XRP. So I guess like our main goal in the end is just we want to like have users and communities do like have a much more like opportunities or places to actually use their XRPs than just like sending it around. So that's kind of the main goal for our like protocol, and just giving more DeFi and yield opportunities for the people.
So Steven and me we create these spaces mostly around Flare Network. So my question to you both is, do you have any plans around Flare Network? Yeah.
Regarding Flare, we do have connections with the team, so we are like exploring what we could do together. But at the current stage, I'm not sure if there's like a direct thing that I can communicate like what we can actually like do with them. There's no like hard solid roadmap regarding our like collaboration with them, but we are totally open to doing something. So I guess it's an open-ended question.
What about you, Panos? You have posted stuff about plans for Flare. What can you share with us?
Yeah, so for me, I mean, I have been a huge follower and fan of Flare and then the Flare team, since day one. Since like basically the 2019 that the Flare project was announced, and in the beginning it was like something different, but it evolved in a much better way. It grew up a lot. Like completely like new vision. So yeah, I'm really excited about what Flare is building, and especially about FXRP and F assets in general, the whole system. So we definitely want to support that in the future. As you know, our goal, for example, with Anodex, our platform, at the moment we support like the XRP DEX and AMM. But the goal is, as this product we want it to be, let's say, the first and only crypto native product, because all the other products will be just for the average person in business and not like for crypto users. But for this specifically, we want to enable cross-chain swaps and cross-chain capabilities. So yeah, enabling like not just Flare, but also we want to expand to the EVM sidechain when it launches, possibly the HAO network as well. So we want to cover all the, let's say, sister chains of XRPL and everything that is connected to it. So it's definitely the plans.
Amazing, guys. Okay, my next question is: you both offer to some degree custody for assets. So, what are your security measures while custodying other people's assets?
Maybe. Okay. I guess I'll go first regarding that. So, from our side, I like regarding the security measures. I think there will be two sides. So number one would be like the auditing. So for protocols out there, we do get security checks. We already have gotten a security check for our like smart contracts that are going to come out soon. And regarding the custody asset parts, I think it's more about the custody solution that we are using. So we're using Fireblocks right now, and they do have their own security checks. We are also talking with the team regarding like the structure and all, the security and all. So I think those two would be the aspects that we are really looking into. As you mentioned, security is really crucial for these kind of products and protocols. So from our side, it is one of the top priorities for the users regarding like the custody of the assets and all.
Do you see in the near future a solution where you can do what you're doing, but with people like with self-custody?
Yeah. So I guess it depends on like what kind of features that we're talking about. So the like lending feature and all that we are going to roll out really soon on the like the root network or EVM sidechain. Those would be like 100% self-custodial because there will be true DeFi where users use smart contracts for the DeFi protocols. So yeah, those features will definitely be like 100% self-custody.
Panos?
Yeah, so for us, I mean, we do not hold custody of any users' funds. I don't know if you are referring maybe to Anovolt, which is about.
Yeah, that's the one I was referring to.
But even Anovolt, which by the way, it's being discontinued end of the month. Sorry, and we made the announcement because we want to shift, let's say, the vision from investing. As I said earlier, we want to move away from the investment use case and move more to other real-world use cases. But even for Anovolt, it's completely non-custodial. We do have, like, for example, on-chain portfolios which act as smart contracts, but it's fully self-custodial. The user keeps control of their funds because they are locked like into the smart contract, which just follows the specific portfolios on-chain, which is like an index basically. There's no custody, and generally we do not plan to launch solutions that hold custody of users' funds. We want to focus on purely self-custodial apps and solutions. We're not planning for any of that.
Oh, I'm a bit sad that you're closing Anodos Vault. I mean, I remember asking you one day that if there was a way to manage other people's funds without having custody. Like I've had a few people ask me if I could like DeFi their funds, but I don't want to custody them. And I thought that at some point Anodos Vault could be a solution for that.
I mean, it was like a great and unique solution, like nobody else had built that in the industry. It was like an innovative solution to allow people to invest easily in in crypto, in different portfolios they can choose. And we thought of upgrading the system into like allowing other people to create their own portfolios and other people joining them and investing in them. But it comes down both to the vision we want to move forward to, but also the complexity of the system, because it costs a lot to maintain, and because it utilizes, for example, the smart contract layer 0. It's like a multi-chain product. It's so complex that it needs a lot of work, and it took like a significant time from what it did. So yeah, we can't it's it must be a completely separate project with its own team. So that's why we decided to discontinue it and just focus on Anodex mainly and the Paradigm, which is our platform for businesses. So that's our main focuses for this year.
Awesome. I got a question there. So this has actually come up from just different items that have arose here lately. But what are your thoughts on maybe builders, if you're going to build a blockchain or something along that, or even on a blockchain, doing a KYC token to kind of protect users that use the app, knowing that your data is stored somewhere safely. If something, went belly up or bad, there is a traceable way to find out who built the project from a builder's perspective. I know users are talking about it, so I'm curious from a builder's perspective.
So you mean the builders being KYC'd? So the users know who they are, or
Well, not necessarily user. Like, let's say, you got a KYC, and so with another company who gives you a token saying, yes, we have their personal information, we know who they are, and if they did something nefarious, we could let their information over to the authorities, type thing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we're still seeing so many scams in the whole industry, and especially with meme tokens. Like anyone can just launch a token in a few minutes and then rug pull and steal people's money. So yeah, I'm completely for let's say stricter rules and holding accountable the bad actors. So yeah, I would be up for it.
Yeah, XDeFi or Santiago Velez from XDeFi, they managed to create a KYC token, and then the protocol checks that the KYC token it's in your wallet, and the token is not transferable. So I do see that as a potential solution for all the scams that are going on.
I think even with let's say the XRPL solutions, like with the credentials and
the ID, no?
on-chain IDs, the decentralized identities. There is also I think it's a good way to also do that. So yeah, I mean, I think natively on XRPL, I think over time, it will be a great solution to know who is KYC'd and what can be done if something bad happens.
Yeah, it's an interesting mix because fully decentralized means that no one is in control, and fully centralized means that we are failing in our endeavor of decentralizing finance. So there has to be a mix, and some things can be fully decentralized.
I'm for decentralization. I'm a huge advocate of DeFi, and as I told you, my backstory and what's happening here with Greece and centralization and banks. I'm totally against that. But yeah, I think in the end, for let's say user protection, of course there will be decentralization and there must be self custody and everything. But actors should always be kept accountable. So I think it's a mix of let's say decentralization, but at the same time having some solutions to keep everything in place.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not ready to be self-governed. That's a sad story, or sad truth about it.
The majority of people are not ready, and we can see that most people even today still use exchanges and centralized platforms to store their money because they are not comfortable with the idea of having the full responsibility of being their own bank and with the private keys and all this complexity. So yeah, we're definitely not ready yet.
Rox, what percentage of your portfolio do you have on DeFi right now?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I saw somebody say that more than 10% would. No, just saw a post yesterday, somebody saying that more than 10% is irresponsible to have on DeFi. And I was like, damn, my 80 or 90% of my flair is in DeFi.
Yeah, for me, I think it's about like 50%. I'm a heavy like DeFi user, but I guess not that heavy. But yeah, about that. So, and it's pretty much like dispersed into like a lot of ecosystems, but especially a lot on the XRP ecosystem as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I have a good chunk of my, not a good chunk, but I have a decent amount of XRP on the AMM pair with some of the tokens that I got airdrop. I had a little bit of memes. I got them there, which has been amazing because now with the drop, and I don't know if you saw the post from David Schwartz about how if there's not enough swaps to offset the price, then the AMM token just follows the price of XRP. So what I've noticed is that even with the drop of prices, my value in XRP hasn't really shifted that much.
Oh, right. I think I also saw that post as well, because the pairs are not against like stable coins, but actually on like some kind of like meme coin / XRP. So right, I think I saw that post as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I actually very curious how the dynamic, like the market dynamics, are going to be in the future once more people have their funds on the AMM. Like, I don't know if at some point we could be 100% trading against the AMM as opposed to order book.
Yeah, I think maybe over time, I think the liquidity and users on the AMM will increase. So I think it could even like be this year. I think it's coming pretty soon as the ecosystem grows and more users come in. Yeah, I mean, on chain like order books are good for, let's say, specific. You want to sell some assets at specific prices. But for like instant trading, I mean, AMMs are like much better. So yeah, I would expect over time to like see more activity and volume there.
So I got a question there. Do you guys do like market research? So do you ever check out some of the other DeFi projects, what they built, and kind of compare and see how they might fit with your platform and your goals?
Do you mean?
Oh, passing.
Yeah, do you mean in other projects or ecosystems, chains?
Yeah, other projects and ecosystems.
Yeah, Rox, yeah, go on.
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. Because as I mentioned, I like to look into DeFi ecosystem a lot. So I look into a lot of the ecosystems, starting from Ethereum, also like the Solana ecosystem as well, and also the Flare part, because it's doing a lot of like DeFi regarding like the XRP and all. So yeah, I do look into those ecosystems, and actually like Doppler Finance, our like XRP5 product structure right now is similar to that of the BTC, like the Bitcoin ecosystem DeFi, and how it like all started out in the beginning. So and also this is kind of like a personal thing, but also from our team, we do have like like hard DeFi researchers on our team, and we do a lot of like research onto like what will be the best solution to have on our protocol and for the ecosystem. So yeah, we do look into all those ecosystems out there.
Awesome. Yeah, I asked that because, like I said, I always go back to the Cyclo Finance project, which I find is just extraordinarily interesting, with the fact that you don't have to worry about being liquidated when taking or leveraging your money against yourself. So I thought that project was highly unique, and I have not seen it on any other chains, and so I was curious if you guys had ran across it, and if you had, what your thoughts were on it.
Yeah, personally, I haven't heard of that project. Which chain is it?
It's on Flare.
Oh, Flare. Okay, great.
I'll send it to the message group so you can check it out later.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, I mean, for me, I would say that I've been an active DeFi user for the last 5, 6 years. Also, a huge fan of Avalanche and their ecosystem. I'm still like an active user and utilizing several DeFi protocols there. Also, Ethereum more in the past. Now it's like layer twos like Arbitrum. Uh, so yeah, I've been like exploring for the past few years different ecosystems and trying to use as many DeFi protocols as possible to see what's new, what's unique about them, how also as an investor how we can utilize them to, like, let's say, make more money. So I think it's always, and we have also like formed some good relationships with some other projects. And yeah, the goal is also to collaborate with not just XRP projects, but also from other ecosystems, like bridge this gap that exists right now between XRP and other chains. But at the same time, I think you, as a project, you must also compare when it comes to like competitive advantage and like competitors. I think we must not only look within our community and the ecosystem, which I think this is what most projects do today, but really need to look at it as an industry if we really want to make XRPL, one of the best chains in terms of like activity and innovation. So yeah, we really need to be comparing with everyone in the industry and look how we can innovate further.
Awesome. I'd suggest checking it out. I think it's a really unique project. And I've had a lot of fun with it. Whale and I kind of go back and forth on how the price will actually work out. But I've been able to, take a leverage loan against myself, like $800, and then pay it back for only 400 because of the fluctuation of the token price itself, and how it works. So it's a really, really unique process and project. To be honest, it's really cool, at least in my opinion. So I got to follow up. So I'm curious, if I was to like boil down what you guys were trying to do, to make it as simple as like the average person, like average person understand, is you guys kind of want to be that interaction point, right? The Google or the Internet Explorer to access your blockchain for simplicity of use.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that would be like the correct
Basic.
way to wait, but with a focus on like on-chain finance. I mean, there are many interesting use cases around there. There's like gaming, AI. I mean, so many things you can do. But our focus is like on finance because that's our like main background. So yeah, we want to enable through, let's say, financial apps and financial solutions to basically, yeah, to make it as easy as possible for people to use this technology, but without them realizing in the end, like you also said, you want to like to transfer money to pay someone, whatever that case might be. You just use it because it's let's say a useful app. You download it on your phone and it's a good app. It solves some problems, but the user shouldn't know if it's what blockchain and what token or whatever is used on the background. I mean, that's the end goal for us.
And I think speed is key, obviously, and not just in development, but being in the execution. We got Sarah on here, and she had made a comment a while back when she was creating a video that it did take 7 minutes to move from, I believe, one spot to another spot. So time is something that if we could always reduce when it comes to moving the money around, would probably always be a beneficial item.
For sure, yeah. And I think it's also about like using blockchain wherever it makes sense, because unfortunately, right now, many projects try to like use blockchain without even like adding benefits most of the times. That just puts like the word blockchain because it's like trading, same like as with AI, everything like everyone like is mentioning just because everyone works around that. But I think, yeah, the goal is to use the technology wherever it makes sense and not just put it everywhere just because it might work. Because for better or for worse, there are some cases, even like in DeFi or financial use cases, where blockchain or even XRP, for example, might not make sense. So yeah, we really must use it wherever it improves processes for the user.
Awesome. All right, we're going to ask if anybody has any questions before we wrap up. while we wait to see if anybody wants to come up and ask questions, is there anything you'd like to leave us with, or thoughts you'd like to leave for the audience or later on audience who are going to listen to this?
Okay, while we wait for that, Rox and Panos, maybe we start with Rox. What's like your immediate next steps? What can we expect from Doppler Finance?
We are going to roll out our next batch really, really soon. So really stay tuned for all of that. And also for our wallet, we are going to add more features in the upcoming months and weeks. So also stay tuned for that as well. And like as Panos mentioned, we are trying to like simplify a lot from like we always want to think from the user's perspective and always like think like what would the user want. So actually for Doppler Finance, our next batch, we will be starting to give out the XRP yields. So from a user's perspective, they will be able to put in their XRP and gain XRP yields from that immediately. So that is like the next real next step that's coming out.
Why do you have caps? Like, what's the purpose of the caps?
I think like the main purpose is to see it like stabilize and see like how it all goes. Because like in the beginning, if we open it up too much and there's too much money coming in, we can't like see we can't really know like how it's going to like how stable it is and like how everything is going to work out. So we want to have a cap and see like how it goes on. And I think that's why we're like gradually increasing the cap, because we see it as stable and we see everything working out perfectly. So starting to raise the cap one by one, and our next cap is going to be much higher than the one than previously.
Yeah, I think day one it wasn't open for like 20 minutes or something, no?
Right, definitely. It was only for like 15 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Very popular.
It wasn't open for 15 minutes. It just like got closed by the users under like 15 minutes. So
yeah, no, I definitely see the demand for yield on XRP. When the FXRP testing on Songbird happened, same thing. I think it was like less than an hour and then the cap was filled. And I'm very curious once they launch on Flare. I think it's going to be the same. There's going to be such demand for using XRP. I mean, most of my assets, I try not to hold anything that it's not yield bearing. XRP, I think right now is the only token that I have that it's not actively giving me yield, but I know that it's going to happen pretty soon. But everything else that I hold, it's only things that I can DeFi. Otherwise, it's just like sitting on a wallet. It makes no sense for me.
definitely, I think that's like the needs for most of the people out there as well. So we're here to actually make that all happen.
Awesome, thank you. And Panos, what's your next immediate next steps with Anodos?
So yeah, for Anodos, I mean, we are working on several things on the background, but yeah, for the near future, our focus is now on the X app, which is launching this week. We're building an X app on Zaman, for people to be able to swap easily assets on XRPL. So that's like what we're working on now, and we continue to work on Anodex V2 with building like new features, better user experience and UI. So these are like the two main things that we're working now. And something else is we also announced that we're going to tokenize our shares and like move our equity on chain. So as a company, I mean, we want to really be fully on chain. For example, we already pay, let's say our team salaries and expenses in crypto, mainly like XRP. So yeah, we really want to move everything on chain, and that is happening this month. So everything like including like documents and basically everything you can think of as an entity. We're moving everything on chain. So these are the things that we're working on at the moment.
Awesome. Looking forward for it. Thank you so much. All right. Any last comments? I think we can start closing these spaces. It was been super interesting to get to know you guys. And yeah, I think it's important to know who's building, because it's easy to showcase what are all the shiny things about the project, but I think it's important to get to know who's behind that project. And I think that, that just gives more trust for the builders.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming on board. And we look forward to chatting with you guys again in the future and watching the project grow and actually using the project as well ourselves. I'm a big XRP holder myself, and it's a pleasure to learn about this stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invite, and thanks everyone for listening. We keep building until we keep growing together.
Awesome. Have a wonderful day, guys.
Also, amazing artwork that you guys posted yesterday. I started following that guy, and it was amazing.
Oh yeah, you're doing Mohik. I mean, Zachary. He's like a great artist. I think I would say it's like the best NFT artist on XRP at the moment. I like it. All like his artworks are great. So definitely give him a follow.
Yeah, totally. And I know those intern, you post really fun stuff. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Have a great week.
You too, guys. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Thank you.